The dehydration, it says, after this point, you can no longer mix the dried clay with water to make new wet clay. An irreversible chemical change has taken place known as dehydration. And see, I want you to get something, because it's like, okay, you in the first stage. You in that first stage where you still can get jacked up. You still can end up being back to a ball of clay. But if you will be patient, because when I think of dehydration, I think of drought. I think of dryness. It's in that place where there is an exchange between you and the Father, where what's in him is now going into you. And so now that it's coming into you, now you have changed. A change has taken place. An irreversible change has taken place. Then you're still not done, because then the next stage 3 is burn off. I love Jesus. Let me tell you why I love him. You know why I love him? Because I said, Lord, you got me talking about some pottery. Lord, and the steps, Jesus. And you give me revelation off of that. So now he done, there's a change that's happened, but then there's called a burn off. Ain't that something? So now in this burn off stage, it's considered an organic place. This is where the making is happening. This is where that's happening. This is where that form, you're really getting formed. When you're really, really, really being made. And let me tell you about the burn off. The burn off is you. Come on now. You telling you what you gonna do. Self take the limits off. Because he's a gentleman. There's an exchange that happened, but then there's a burn off. Because our flesh be trying to pop up. And so we have to get self back into. Come on now. Pop up real good. But then when you pass the burn off stage, it's a court stage. There's 5 stages to this. I'm almost done. But the 4th stage I thought was even funnier, because the firing should proceed slowly. It came back again. Came back another time? Really? It says a large percentage of ware that is cracked during the clay firing process happens from fast firing through this stage. So that means that even though you went from stage 1 and you've ended up in stage 4, you still can mess up. And if you're trying to rush the process of God, and if you're trying to rush what he's trying to make you to be, you can still crack. Yes, sir. Thank you. You can still crack. And so we have leadership and we have seasoned believers that are cracking on stage 4. And you know why they cracking on stage 4? Because they seen people get healed. They done seen some folk get delivered, and they started smelling themselves. You gonna crack. You gonna crack. You gonna crack. Somebody got delivered because of your testimony. And then you got all, smelling yourself. Not realizing that you're about to crack. Listen. I don't care how seasoned you are. You still should take correction. Okay, I think it's time for the shoes to come off now. I think it's time for the... Yeah, I'm going to have to walk now. Cause y'all You still got to be able to take correction. You still should ask permission before you go out. I don't care how anointed you are. I don't care if every disease known to man, God uses you to heal it. You still ask permission before you go out. You know why? Because you will go out uncovered. Don't make me. I will go there. Don't try me. I know what I hear. Don't try me. You still are held accountable. You still have to submit. I'm an apostle and I'm still submitted. I ain't out here by myself. I got a covering. I know order. You're going to have to step out of this thinking that you know everything, that you know more than your leader. Watch it. I said, watch it. I said, watch it. Watch it. Watch it. I don't care what you saw. I don't even care if they didn't see it. How about you were assigned to be an eye? And how about you were assigned to be an ear? Not to be above them, but to assist them. I'm going to help them. See, now you ain't going to talk about them. You know why you're not going to talk about them? Because they don't know me from a can of paint. They done discern my spirit from walking up in this house, but they don't know me from a can of paint. So no, there wasn't no sidebar conversations. It's up in this house, and it's being arrested, and it's being shut down right now. See, God know what he be doing. He know what he be doing. Because you know they don't know me. Back in the office, greetings, and left. Don't mess up. And I know they left, but you better not leave. I'm going to deal with it. I'm going to deal with it. I'm going to deal with it. Your growth is tied to this house. Your increase is tied to this house. You leave this house, you're going to dry up. You better heed the warning and stay put. You better stay put. God always clears before he brings overflow. Did you hear what I said? I said he clears stuff before he brings overflow. Don't get lost because he's clearing and thinking there's a drought. It ain't no drought. He's preparing for overflow. Play with it if you want to. I dare you. I double dare you. You better listen. Whatever you're instructed to do, whatever you are told to do, you better say, yes, sir, yes, ma'am. Shut your mouth. Stop these I'm out here now. Stop these sidebar conversations. Shut your mouth. Keep your mouth off of them. Stop smiling in their face and dogging them behind their back. You have been warned. They are his. And his hand is all over them. Try it if you want to. Boy, I don't like what I'm feeling. I don't like it. There is greatness on this house. There's going to be an album that's going to come from this house. He's going to raise up the music ministry in this house. Don't be sitting there acting like you were there all alone when he raises them. You will be dismissed. You hear that? It's time out for riding on after they done went through, and then here you come. The devil is a lie. Y'all messing with me. I'm saying, y'all better. And I'm telling you right now, because some of y'all in here, I'm telling you right now, when that altar call come, you better get down here quick, fast, and I mean in a hurry. Because this is the day that he's actually going to redeem you. He's actually going to reposition you if you will be obedient. He's going to wash away what you did, and he's going to treat you like you brand new. Miss it if you want to. I said miss it if you want to. And I don't do 5 altar calls. I call one, and I sit it on down. So you can miss it if you want to. All right, y'all sit down, sit down. Lord Jesus, help me, God. You got me cutting up. Whew. And then we're going to talk about this 5th place. 5 stages in firing alone. 5 stages in firing alone. You should find yourself in one of them so you can kind of see where you're at. The vertification process is the last stage of firing. It says the strength of fired clay, listen, is increased by the formation of new crystalline growth within the clay body. If you were paying attention to what I said, you would have saw that in stage 3 there was an exchange that was going on then, right? And it said it took different form, and at that stage you could not go back to a ball of clay, right? You still ain't finished. You still can get to stage 4 and crack. It's not finalized until you get to 5. What they call the vertification. It says in this firing, the strength of fire clay is increased by the formation of new crystalline growth within the clay body, giving it cohesion and strength. Now, what do you think I'm going to do? I'm dealing with you individually, and I'm going to deal with this house. So in that last stage is where the cohesion and the strength takes place. That means when you're in that stage, you're unbreakable. You didn't hear nothing about no breaking? Did I read that? It's not in that stage. You didn't hear any of that. You didn't hear that you could be reverted back. It's not in that stage. But it's a cohesion and a strengthening that comes. That means individually, that means that your flesh is no longer battling with your spirit man. You have allowed your spirit man to take over. That's the cohesion and that's the strength. So what you think I'm about to say about this body? So that division that you're trying to creep up in here just got its walking papers. Because it's some cohesion and it's unity. And the reason why he cleaned the house, because there were some confusion makers that had to leave the house. How about that? Confusion had to go. And some of you still talking to him. Watch it. I said watch it. I know what I hear. Watch your conversation. Watch to make sure that your loyalty to individuals does not supersede your loyalty to him. If God has tied you to this house, you shouldn't have anything to do with something that was fighting it. It's not about you being mean. It's not about you being nasty. Oh, I'm just being, I'm just loving, They're still my sister. They're still my brother in the Lord, I'm just sharing the love of Jesus. And that foolishness is going to jump on you. Because you rubbing up against something that he made move. Self, take the limits off. Oh, y'all must have thought, oh, yeah, we did. Oh. No, how about yourself? Take the limits off. You can't ask him to increase you and you connected to something he's judging. You can't expect him. You know why? Listen. I'm going to tell you how corrupt this is. Some witches left up out of here. And so let me tell you about witchery. You don't play with no witchery. Tongue talking and all. It ain't him. Tongue talking. I said it ain't him. I said tongue talking and all. You better get some discernment. So what you have to do is when you're starting to flourish and things are starting to happen for you, and then all of a sudden you might want to check your surroundings. Check it. I said check it. And I don't know if I don't even care because I hear it. You're going to build again. I just heard it. There's more than this. There's more than this. So they not here because they ain't supposed to be here. And if I was you, I would disconnect. If you got to erase the number from your phone this evening, do what you got to do so you can stop being contaminated. And I'm going to tell you how I am. I love Apostle Brenda. I love her with all my heart. But I don't go unless he say go. So I already knew something was up. And he had to bring in a voice that don't know you. Don't know nothing about you for you to hear what he's saying. And you already been hearing it. They just, God just brought some backup. We play it down because they're familiar. Oh, they probably, they probably done had some sidebar conversation. They probably done, You done watered down what he gave them. You done devalued what he gave them. Because you got too familiar. So I'm closing. When you jump off, get the praise up here. When you jump, because I know, because I know the Lord done wore you out. You can't blame me. I know he done wore you out. So don't worry, we're going to get some praise on. We're going to get back into we're going to get back there. I promise you, we're about to get back there. Poor things. Lord. Say, Lord, we thought we were going to be running and falling and rolling and done had to put the pews back. But this is what I'm hearing. When you jump off the wheel or shelf and bypass, the drying process and fire, you are basically telling the potter, who is God, I can do this, and what you are doing don't work for me. We closing. That's what you're telling them. And I'm going to read this scripture, Ephesians 2, verse 10. I'm reading from the New King James Version, and it says this: "For we are his workmanship, created in Christ Jesus for good works, which God prepared beforehand that we should walk in them." I'm going to read the same passage from the Voice translation, and it says this: "For we are the product of his hands." What did I say earlier? If anybody's hand gonna be on me, I'd rather it be his. As painful as it may be, as much as I may holler, at least I'll have his scent and his handprint. For we are the product of his hands, heaven's pottery etched on lives, created in the anointed Jesus to accomplish the good works God arranged long ago. So when we're saying we're taking the limits off, when we're saying there's no limits, it's only for the ones that stuck around to be made. Here's your disclaimer. Only from the ones that allowed him to be made. Let me tell you something about God. God is not going to let you do you and you walk with no limits. Let me help you. I don't care how much you shout. I don't care if you gave $1,000. If you still trying to do you, you are going to be limited. Because you allowed yourself to put limits in place. No limits is only applicable when you allow him to make you. Now we finished. Now I want you to say this. You're going to say this with me. Say, self, take the limits off, and go through the process of being masterfully made by the Father. Now give him some praise. Come on, help me. Now you got to know when to praise him. If I was you, I said if I was you, you should already be praising him. You know why you should be praising him? You should be praising him because he told you. He told you a hot mess. He told you that you were messed up, but he also told you you can get it right. You should praise him right there, right there. I said right there, right there, right there. You should thank him that even though you might have been lollygagging, even though you might have been having conversations with folk that done left up out of here, you still under grace because he's giving you an opportunity to get it straight tonight. I didn't say tomorrow, I said tonight. That right there, you should be praising him. You done found out. You found yourself. You found yourself. If you got off the wheel, you found out you got to get back on the wheel. You found out something. He told you where you were. See, we don't know when to praise him. We don't know when to praise him. When we get correction, when something comes like this, we get this sad mentality. No, you should be shouting like you ain't got no sense. Somebody should have already been running. Because he's interrupted what the enemy was setting up for you. He interrupted it. He stepped in. He said, no, that's mine. That's mine. That's mine. That's mine. You're supposed to be here. You're supposed to be in the position you're in. You're supposed to be in the place that you're in. Before you messed up, he intercepted. Just for the interception, you should be praising him. Some of you in here were contemplating. I know you up in here. Some of you were contemplating. You've been doing this teeter-tottering of if you should stay or if you should go. I bet you found out tonight what you're supposed to be doing. You should praise him right there. I said right through there. Right through that. Let me tell you something about jumping house to house. Let me tell you about it. Let me tell you about it. It looks all green and it looks all beautiful. But let me tell you something. You can only grow where he's assigned you to be. You are only flourishing where he's placed you. You are in foreign soil when you go into a place he didn't design for you and wonder why everything dry up because you're jumping in a house you don't belong to. This house is a pure house. This house is a safe house. This house is clean. Do you hear? I done saw some foolishness. I said this is a clean one right here. We don't know when to praise him. We don't know when to be thankful. We think about money. We think about cars. How about the fact that you're still here? How about the fact that he said, I can still make you? How about that? How about that? How about that? So you stay put. You stay rooted and grounded in the place that he's assigned you to be in. You stay put. And you stay under the leadership. You can be under leadership and not even be connected. I'm trying. I'm really You can be under leadership and not even be connected. If you could put your mouth on them and sit in their house, you're not connected. Stay connected. The house, I'm telling you, God is about to hit. He's about to hit this place. He's bringing it into prominence. He's expanding the territory. And you can be right in the midst of it and get left. Because you know why it's coming? Because they done been through to get there. So he's not going to hold them back because you acting up. So you're going to get left behind. If I was you, I'm just saying if I was you, I would get connected if I'm not. And if you are connected, stay put. He didn't do nothing but clear out the debris, clear out the mess. That's all he did. He just swept through here. So I am telling you, and I'm going to the altar. We're going to praise him, but we're going to have to deal with some stuff. This is a safe house. This is not the time to be ashamed of anything. This, I'm telling you right now, is called moments. And when the moment passes, you're going to have to get past that thing. Oh, he know my heart. He know my heart. We're going to have to get past that. You know what? Because I'm telling you something. God is getting sick and tired of us playing with moments. He's getting sick and tired of us playing with moments. When the moment is there, the moment is there. If you think that you're going to be able to recreate it, not in this season. When the moment passes, it passes. So this is your get my oil. This is your opportunity tonight. And there's 3 phases here. Some of you need to be strengthened. Everybody's not messing up. Some of you need to be strengthened. Because immaturity has allowed you to put your ear to something that you didn't even need to be connected to. So that's one. The second thing is you have allowed what's going on in your personal life to supersede what you are supposed to be doing in the house that he's called you to. That's the other category. And then the next one is, listen, because he's about to entrust you with something greater. And so there's another death and there's another firing process that you have to enter in so you are prepared to carry it. Those are your 3 sections.